I filmed a whole intro to this video, and after finishing the video, I'm coming back to put this together. This is the most hardcore fat burner I've ever talked about. And you need to watch it because I never talk about hardcore fat burners. I specifically requested testing for this product because of how hardcore it is. And that should be enough to get you to watch this video. If you're familiar with Raw Nutrition's Ignite, you'd know that it includes a couple ingredients that I normally don't talk about. So when they sent over the supplement facts panel, I was like, guys, this is awesome and it's hardcore, and I'm sure this works really, really well. But unless I have testing for the ingredients, I have this rule of not talking about a couple of these ingredients for different reasons that I'll get into. And right away, they're BSEG certified. So like, yeah, absolutely. They send over the testing. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll share it for you guys. I have removed a couple things that they don't want out there, but third-party analysis for the ingredients. And I was pretty happy with it. Now, the reason I don't talk about things like isopropyl-norepinephrine is technically they're not a dietary ingredient. If you watch my podcast, you know that even though I'll say that, I also understand that as athletes, you have to make certain personal choices in things that are going to work for you, whether that is a PED, the fat burners, or the ingredients that you choose to take as a part of your stack. I normally advocate for traditional, tried and true, safe, studied and tested ingredients. But as a powerlifter with a pro total, I have taken things pretty far, and I totally understand why someone who would be in a physique sport would want to take things far with something like isopropyl-norepinephrine. And I want to make sure this content is out there for those people because honestly, it works really well. I actually like the ingredient, whether or not I consider it a dietary ingredient. And well, this product is just going to make you sweat fat off like nothing else out there. So without further ado, let's talk about the first hardcore fat burner that PricePlow has talked about in probably over 2 years, Raw Nutrition's Ignite. So what I like about Raw Nutrition's Ignite is it's not just that it's hardcore. It's the fact that they bridged that hardcore, insane stimulant thought process with efficacious and backed ingredients as well. In my opinion, too often, people go off the deep end with hardcore and they forget all about the stuff that is tried and true and really beneficial for athletes and physique competitors. So you notice right off the top, we'll talk about acetalcarnitine. In my opinion, most of the time we start talking about like these crazy stimulants, you don't run into things like carnitine anymore. You just jump straight into the deep end and you go straight for the hardcore. Now, acetalcarnitine is a form of carnitine. Carnitine is pretty popular with fat burners, and most people will tell you that it's because it helps mobilize fat. It helps make sure that it's being used for energy. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that that claim isn't always specifically why it's being used or what it's really most helpful for. Carnitine deficient folk will find a lot of help in fat burning from carnitine. Now, if you're a vegan, if you don't eat a lot of meat, if you're for some different reason deficient in it, which you could be deficient in it from training really hard, it could really help out. But for most people that are eating, 8 ounces of meat per meal, these hardcore bodybuilders that I'm envisioning taking this product, carnitine deficiency isn't really an issue. In this case, I actually really think that the specific use of acetyl-L-carnitine here, as opposed to L-carnitine or carnitine L-tartrate, is important because it can cross the blood-brain barrier and offer a nootropic benefit. For most people that are in a deep prep, they've got a low calorie deficit, they're in what I call diet fog. They don't feel really great. They don't feel very present. They're not able to focus very well. They could be having a hard time getting through their workouts, their cardio, their day. And a gram of acetyl-carnitine is 100% absolutely going to help with that. In addition, for low carb dieters, that additional acetyl group can help with the formation of acetyl-CoA, which can help with ketone production in the body. And that itself is actually really helpful for fat oxidation, helping with more fat burning. After that, we've got a green tea extract standardized to 50% ECGC, which is the important part of green tea extract. You obviously see green tea extract quite often in fat burners, but not always actually standardized. EGCG helps with lipolytic actions within the body, which is really helpful, obviously, for fat burning. Alongside caffeine, there's a synergistic effect, which you have in here at 300 milligrams. So we're seeing a lot of different benefits from different ingredients. Now, overall, green tea is a generally mild fat burner, but it's just another cog in this well-oiled machine that is Ignite from Raw Nutrition. Like I said, caffeine anhydrous is the next ingredient at 300 milligrams. This is going to help out synergistically alongside EGCG and a bunch of other functions in this product. While stimulant-free fat burners are popular these days, caffeine can help with carrying a lot of the functions that you're looking for in a fat burner. Now, 300 milligrams is not, nothing to sneeze at. It is a decent dosage that you will often find in pre-workouts and high caffeine dose things. This is what you see in a can of Bang for reference. So this is definitely not nothing, but it's not a super high dosage either. We also see caffeine doses as high as 500, 600 milligrams in hardcore products. So in the whole range of products, this isn't the most hardcore part of the product. When we get a little bit further down into the ingredients, we're really going to get into where it starts kicking you in the pants. Now, caffeine helps with mental and physical energy by blocking adenosine receptors, but it does actually have some benefits in fat burning. It downregulates an enzyme that breaks down CAMP, which plays an important role in metabolism and oxidizing of fats. Ultimately, keeping CAMP higher in that case will help prime you better for fat burning. But honestly, this section is really just the basics. You got carnitine, you got your green tea, and you got your caffeine. That's gonna be found in a lot of different fat burners. These aren't necessarily the special parts, but these definitely are the start of where things start to get fun. Nphenethyldimethyl. The next ingredient is one that I'm horrible at pronouncing. Nphenethyldimethylamine, or DMPEA. It's a form of PEA. Obviously, we see PEAs very often. Most commonly, you'll see Isobromine being used as a PEA. I'm really happy that these guys didn't try to claim this as Isobromine. A common mistake in this industry, or I think outright lie, is calling a PEA as Isobromine, which is supposedly the botanical source of it, but we all know that they are lying, that it's a botanical. This is a synthesized ingredient, and we're calling it what it is. We're coming out and saying, you guys looking for something hardcore, we're going to give it to you. It's backed by actual third-party analysis. We're giving you the pure, uncut, hardcore ingredient. Let's go. Standard PEA is going to be a feel-good ingredient, but unfortunately, it's broken down way too quickly by MAO. This DMPEA is the solution to that. It lasts longer within the body and is not broken down as quickly. Clinically speaking, there's no benefit in here for fat burning. We know that it is a euphoric, feel-good source of energy that's going to heighten your mood, lower your appetite, and get you going. It's a stimulant, and this is the start of where things start to get hardcore. This ingredient specifically is banned by WADA. So if you are an NCAA athlete, if you are any sort of competitive athlete, you need to be checking with your governing body to make sure that it's legal for you to be using this. This ingredient is going to make you feel great when you're going in. It's going to pick you up, get you moving, and have you in the mood to be working. The next ingredient is the first of 3 different ingredients that work as beta agonists. Hordenine hydrochloride. At 150 milligrams, this is 3 times the normal dose we see in other products. It's often found in bitter orange, a common ingredient that you'll see in fat burners, but this time we're going with the specific Hordenine hydrochloride. We're not allowing some botanical to give us the compound. We're specifically getting it right as what we want. Hordenine functions in 2 ways. One, as a beta agonist. This is going to kickstart the fight or flight response. It's going to mobilize fats to be burned and start creating fuel sources right away. It also functions as a MAO inhibitor. Like I said before, MAO breaks down PEA. This is going to make PEA last even longer and work even better within the body, thus making the other ingredients in this product work better. There's a lot of synergy in this product, and we're going to be getting through all of it. The second of the 3 beta agonists, hegemine. Now, this is a bronchodilator. You may have heard of bronchodilators before if you've researched gray area fat burners. Things like ephedrine, clenbuterol. Bronchodilators are very popular for fat burning. And as you might expect, this is another banned substance in WADA. So again, check with your governing body before using this product. Studies state exactly this. When combined with caffeine and yohimbe bark extract, hegemine increases both lipolysis and energy expenditure as evidenced by significant increase in circulation-free fatty acids and kilocalories. Interestingly enough, it also increases acetylcholine, which is something that's really helpful for both focus and muscle contractions. So you have some nootropic benefits alongside Alcar in this product. 75 milligrams at this dosage, we're looking at the top end range that we see in all products. Again, keeping up with this hardcore status that we're looking for in this product. Theobromine, we got this at 50 milligrams. Another great ingredient to have alongside caffeine. Shares the same mechanism of action as caffeine. Chemically, it's very similar, and you're gonna feel very similar effects, but just not as strong. In some studies, alongside caffeine, theobromine increased the feeling of stimulants. So if you're looking for an experience here, this product is definitely going to slap you. Now, next we have an interesting ingredient here. We have LeanGBB. If you ever use GBB, you know where I'm going with this. GBB is a form of carnitine that has been altered slightly. Now, as far as I know, in terms of actual studies and data, LeanGBB doesn't, or GBB as a whole, honestly, there's a few different versions of it, doesn't really increase fat burning specifically. There's no real pathway to actual lipolysis, fatty acid oxidation, whatever. The real benefit here is that it makes you sweat like no other ingredient I have ever seen in this industry. GBB is hands down the sweat ingredient. If you're doing cardio, you need to make sure that your body is sweating. This is the ingredient for it. While it is a carnitine technically precursor, I'm not really looking for any sort of fatty acid mobilization or anything other than making you sweat absolutely ridiculously. And here's where we get to the real hardcore, the real reason I requested a testing sample for this product, isopropylnorepinephrine. Isopropylnorepinephrine, like I said before, is not a dietary ingredient. They included this product because they wanted to make this product the best, most hardcore fat burner they could possibly put together. We got 18 milligrams of it. 18 milligrams. We commonly see this in pre-workouts. I normally don't like seeing it in pre-workouts. It's not really the feeling I want to have in pre-workout. It is made for fat burners. So let's dial things back and talk about where isopropylnorepinephrine really comes from. When ephedrine was banned in, what was it, 2006, the first thing researchers did was start looking for the next ingredient. And quite commonly, they came around to bitter orange, like I said before, which contained hordenine. It contained a few different compounds, including hordenine, synephrine, octopamine, tyramine, and Nphenethyldimethylamine. Now, you might recognize some of those ingredients in there. Obviously, synephrine is a very popular one. But this ingredient could be up to 100 times more powerful than synephrine. In fact, the researchers themselves stated this verbatim. Notably, isopropylnorepinephrine elicited lipolytic responses with a higher individual variability, but with an approximately 100-fold higher potency than synephrine. Just like hordenine and hydrochloride, the ingredient stimulates beta-adrenergic receptors, initiating the fight or flight response, mobilizing fat and activating lipolysis. Going above and beyond hordenine and hydrochloride, though, however, it's also enhanced by 3-isobutyl-1-methylxanthine, resulting in an overproduction of CAMP, which is yielding energy. Researchers were even able to use this ingredient to overcome anti-lipolytic ingredients in lab settings. It's so strong that it stops compounds that stop fat burning. However, it does this differently than LeanGBB, which means that we still have some more stackability for the rest of this product. That's right. We have more ingredients after this. This is like possibly the most hardcore part of the product, and we're still going with new ingredients. After that, we have rawolsine, a very popular source of alpha yohimbine at 3 milligrams. Again, a big dosage. Rawolsine is often seen as one of the most hardcore, hardest hitting ingredients there is. Obviously the cousin of regular yohimbi. There's yohimbi HCl, yohimbi bark. Rawolsine is a source of alpha yohimbi, which is a kind of a different experience if you've seen the different or felt the different experiences of alpha yohimbi and yohimbi. We consider it to be a little bit more strong and a little more intense than regular yohimbi, but what I have noticed is less of a paranoia anxiety experience from alpha yohimbi. I get that from a yohimbi bark extract. Now again, this is working by blocking beta 2 receptors, kind of similar to a lot of the other ingredients in there, and really getting down with this fat burning benefit. Now at 3 milligrams here, it's a 90% extract, so we're getting about 2.7 milligrams of actual yield, but still a huge dosage. It is strong. It is intense. I've used down to just one capsule. It's a 3 capsule dosage. I've used just one, and all these ingredients work so intensely. I like just taking 1 cap. I've taken up to 3. It's enjoyable, but I enjoy just 1 cap, to be honest with you. Now, finally, we have huperzine A down here at the bottom, which helps with acetylcholine levels. I've talked about acetylcholine in a few different areas here. Obviously, the acetyl group from acetalcarnitine can help form acetylcholine. There were some other ingredients in there that can help with the formation of acetylcholine, and this ingredient, huperzine A, helps break down acetylcholine esterase, which is the enzyme that breaks down excess acetylcholine, which makes acetylcholine last longer in the body. So I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is a 3 capsule dosage, and I would absolutely recommend that while I do want you to try this product out, start with 1 capsule. Start with 1 and work your way up. It's a hardcore product. This is for people like Nick Walker, absolute phenom, going from the amateur ranks to the pro ranks, and I think placing 4th in the Chicago Pro in his first competition. This is for people who are serious, who are going to be incinerating fat and absolutely blowing up the weight room. It's not for people who don't already have their cardio, their training, their diet, their recovery, their sleep, their supplementation, everything else already down pat. This is a hardcore product that takes you to the next level. So with that warning, I hope that this content helped me explain to you the ingredients. I hope it helped establish a sense of trust with the company, because they are using ingredients that I generally would dissuade you from using due to the manufacturing standards of using these kinds of ingredients. But because they're testing it with a third-party analysis lab, it makes you trust it a little bit more. And I hope that this gives you an option of a hardcore product that you can trust, because I normally do not recommend hardcore products. I normally try to keep our viewers educated on the well-manufactured and well-formulated ethical products, which generally keeps me from hardcore products because of the assumptions that I normally put into those kind of categories. I'm so excited to see a brand like Raw, with people behind it like Matt Jamson, Dom Iacovone, bringing ingredients that are a little bit more hardcore, but maintaining their commitment to quality, excellence, and safety. So with all that said, if you can't tell, I'm super excited about this product. I do have to say I got it for free. We do have a business affiliate relationship with Raw, Revive, the guys over there. So there is that bias there. But I hope this helps explain how it works. I hope it helps you understand a little better and gives you a little bit more of an informed decision when you go to purchase it. As always, we do have a coupon code PricePlow, which can save you at checkout if you're looking to purchase it. But at the very least, I appreciate you making this far in the video. And as always, guys, have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.